Uh,
Hello, everyone. Hello,
uh,
welcome to our webinar.
uh, Ama.
We would just like to ask the speakers or the attendees to mute yourself. So we are giving 1 more minute for people to come on board, and then we will get started.
I'm trying to.
All right, so we are 5 minutes uh, ahead. So let's get comfortable and we will officially welcome you to our session. I hope you can all share my slides, see my slides. So yes, very warm welcome to everyone who had time today to join our webinar on Next Gen STEM for a Greener Future. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are in the world. We are very happy that you are here today because we have an amazing lineup of speakers who will deep dive into the topic of greener future, sustainability, emerging technologies, and trends. We would like to, before we jump into the webinar, we would like to kindly ask you for some housekeeping rules to be obeyed. So definitely first is to keep your microphone muted unless invited to speak. So this will basically help us to run the session very smoothly without background noise. But no worries, there will be a dedicated time at the end of the session where you can ask your questions, unmute yourself, and interact with the speakers. So if you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free just to write them in the chat and we will address them at the end of the session. Cameras are optional. Please feel free to choose what's most comfortable for you. If you want to have it on or want to have it off, that's totally up to you. And also, we would like to ask you to wait for the moderator to invite you before the speaking. This session will also be recorded, so we will share the recording with you afterwards, which will help you to also learn more about some of the topics, so no worries about that. And we also kindly ask everyone to maintain a respectful and inclusive environment. We are coming here from kind of all the continents. We are going to deep dive into this topic, so please, let us run the session as smoothly as possible. So without further ado, now I would like to introduce the topic of this webinar, which is the green transition. So we know that the green transition is reshaping industries, education, and career pathways worldwide. So in this webinar, we will explore key sustainability trends, emerging technologies, and the skills which are needed to support a greener future. As mentioned, we have an impressive lineup of speakers, and they will discuss how businesses and universities are adapting to the new sustainability demands, how education and training programs can get better aligned with the green and renewable energy industries, and most importantly, which skills are most in demand for graduates in this area of green transition. And last but not least, we will also look at how students access global STEM opportunities. We will have a launch of an exclusive scholarship at educations.com, and we will also deep dive into real-world innovations driving the green transition. So that's the menu for the day, that's the agenda. I hope you will enjoy the session, and now I would love to pass the word to our speakers to present themselves.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you can hear me well. My name is Jakub, and it's a truly honor for me to be here with you because IST gave me so much on my career path. Currently, I have two different roles in my professional life. Mainly, I'm an assistant manager at Climate Change and Sustainability Services team at one of Big Four company, EY. And my main focus is related to climate risk assessment, GHG calculations, decarbonization strategies, etc. Beside that, I work also part-time as a research center where my passion is related to efficient buildings, from energy and also from carbon perspective. And I also got my PhD degree from sustainable buildings there. But foundation on my career lies in IST office, where I was active for a long 7 years, and I had a great opportunity to be at the internships 3 times, and in total various countries, and it gave me so much in my professional life. You can see I still wear IST logo proudly with me. And at today's session, I would like to condensate my current experience and share it with all of you. In case of any questions, feel free to reach me even after the meeting, for instance, via LinkedIn. So thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Isabella. Thank you so much for this invitation, Susanna and Olga. It's really a pleasure to be here. So I'm a young professional from Brazil, currently based in Paris. I'm program associate at the UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network, and I'm working with the SDG Academy. So my role focuses on supporting professional training programs that integrate sustainability, including the Build Skills Academy, EU-funded initiative that upskills Europe's construction workforce for the green transition. I also have the pleasure to work with Olga at the NGO UNESCO Liaison Committee, where I lead the outreach and visibility efforts, and to who I represent the committee at the 14th UNESCO Youth Forum as well. My areas of expertise are sustainable development, international cooperation, strategic communication, multi-stakeholder engagement, and I'm really glad to be here. And also, you can also connect with me via LinkedIn and also continue the conversation after this panel. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, and night, good night for it depends on where you are living. It's a pleasure to be with you here today. Well, I am full professor in system engineering at the University of Ibagué in Colombia. And also I work as a remote lecturer for the Universidad Señor de Zipán, Peru. I work mainly, well, my PhD was in biomedical engineering at the Université de Technologie de Compiègne in France. And I lecture in digital image processing, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. That is, and I mainly work in the areas of biology, microscopy, and medical imaging. I have been the pleasure. I had the pleasure of having several students that came here from EIST, as I show here, from Germany, Turkey, India, Mexico, Peru, Chile, Bolivia, Belgium, and the Czech Republic. It has been a very good experience, a nice experience, and we have had we have now a very good link with the students that have allowed us to develop new researches in these areas that we're working here in our lab. And I also member of the governing body of the International Association for Pattern Recognition. That is one of the main bodies related to artificial intelligence in the world. Basically, is my curriculum. I hope if somebody else is interested in connecting with me after the meeting, it would be a pleasure to connect with this person. Equal that the students that could be interested in coming here. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Xianwei Cao, and I'm the Growth Marketing Manager at Educations.com based in Stockholm, Sweden. I originally come from Shanghai, China, where I lived for nearly 32 years. After close to 10 years of working, I decided to pursuing a master's degree abroad, both to continue my studies and to take a meaningful pause in my professional journey. This decision led me to Denmark, where I returned to student life and spent 2 enriching years as a backpacker, traveling extensively across Europe. During my second year, I was fortunately to receive an Erasmus scholarship for an internship, which brought me to Sweden. Along the way, I met my future husband quite serendipitously, settled in this long winter city. Actually, it's snowing now, and eventually built my family here. So I would say study abroad did change my life, shaped by these personal and international experiences. I now dedicate my work to connecting local channel partners with meaningful education opportunities and supporting students in finding the right education abroad, helping them pursuing the path to align with their ambitions academically and professionally and personally. So I'm very glad to be invited as one of the panelists here and to share with my insights while discussing with other guest speakers here. So thank you for having me, Susanna.
Dr. Alside, now the word is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Susanna. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining today's webinar. We are happy to have you all with us. My name is Usaid Matar. I am Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering at the University of Jordan, and I am the President of IST. My areas of interest include sustainable and renewable energy systems, energy technologies, thermal systems, and computational modeling. In the University of Jordan, we are working on developing integrated education industry models that align curricula, skills, and labor market needs. Let me just give you a brief introduction about the University of Jordan. It's established in 1962 by royal decree, and it is the country's first and largest university, located in the capital of Jordan, Amman, and it's a leading academic institution recognized globally for excellence and diversity. It's ranked among the top 350 universities worldwide and 194th in the employment reputation based on a QS ranking in 2006. And the University of Jordan offers more than 300 programs across 26 schools, many of which hold international accreditation across scientific, medical, and humanities disciplines. And it hosts more than 7,000 international students from over 130 countries and has graduated more than 270,000 alumni since its establishment. So thank you, Susanna, for having me in this webinar and looking forward for the discussion. Yeah,
Susanna, unmute.
Yeah, you are muted, Susanna.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alside. Now we are moving to the very interesting part of the session, which is the moderated discussion. So I will be asking a couple of questions to our lineup of speakers, and we will deep dive into the topics. So let's start with the global sustainability landscape as a whole. So my first question would be to you, Jakub, and it'd be like, what are the key sustainability trends shaping industries right now, especially around compliance and business transformation?
Mm-hmm. Well, across industries, some sustainability is currently now being developed really rapidly. And we can see a tremendous shift from, let's say, high-level ambitions to real, concrete, measurable execution. That's really trend we see a lot among our clients. And everything is currently driven by tightening global regulations, green claims, and mounting climate and nature-related risks. This is really important because climate and nature-related risks are being really significant. I will be talking about it also later on. So companies are also focused on disclosure, no matter where in the world. I think currently the most focus is in Europe, because currently there was a corporate sustainability reporting directive or CSRD released, and it puts quite a lot of work to big companies. But not only in Europe, all those activities are being done. So, for instance, there are also other initiatives. For instance, GRI, Global Reporting Initiatives, and for instance, a task force on climate-related financial disclosures. So those are current trends from my perspective.
And what would you say are the main needs clients bring to sustainability advisory either last year, or what do you foresee going for 2026?
Yeah, well, currently clients are seeking sustainability advisory services. Well, there are two main pillars, I would say. First is compliance. I already mentioned it briefly. And second pillar is, I would say, transformation. So they want to really make some significant change in their in their business. So from our experience, currently there is the biggest demand in the climate risk assessment. So companies want to know how their assets or processes or business models will be affected by climate change, and this is really a big trend here. And there are two types of climate change, climate risk assessment, either physical or transition risks. Then also greenhouse gas emissions accounting, plus life cycle assessment. So companies want to know their impact on environment, and they want to lower it by some decarbonization strategies, which is also the hot topic according to our clients. The third thing is reporting itself. So companies want some help from us to fulfill expectations, which are from various reporting standards, which I already mentioned. So all in all, those three topics are the most significant ones as far as we experience it in Europe, in Czech Republic.
Thank you very much, Jakub. Isabella, I would like to ask you now, like, how is the SDG Academy helping young people gain the skills needed for the sustainability transition?
Thank you, Susanna. If you could put my slides up, please. So to first answer this, I believe it's important to understand what the SDG Academy is and what GAP is responding to. So the SDG Academy is the flagship education initiative of the UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network, which is a global initiative working with the United Nations to advance the Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Agreement. At its core, the SDG Academy addresses a key challenge of the sustainability transition. So while the demand for green and sustainability related skills is growing rapidly, access to high quality practical education, it remains very unequal, especially for young people. So what the SDG Academy does is to democratize access to sustainability knowledge by providing free, high quality educational and training resources that are accessible anywhere in the world. So these resources are designed not only for students, but also for young professionals, practitioners, and future decision makers who want to translate sustainability concepts into real world action. So most important, the Academy's content goes beyond theory. It also connects global frameworks like the SDGs and the Paris Agreement to practical challenges in areas such as climate action, energy transition, cities, food systems, inequality, and sustainable finance. This helps young people understand not only what the sustainability transition is, but how they can actively contribute to it through their careers and communities. So then if you could pass the slide. So the SDG Academy supports youth skills development in two main ways. The first is through its portfolio of more than 50 massive open online courses, we call it MOOCs, which are available on the platform edX, one of the world's largest online learning platform. So these courses are developed with leading universities and institutions and taught by global experts in sustainable development. So for young people, this means access to credible UN-aligned learning opportunities that build both foundational knowledge and specialized skills. So it goes from climate science and systems thinking to policy design and sustainable development practice. Second is the SDG Academy offers an extensive digital library with more than 2,000 video lectures, case studies, and learning resources. So this library allows young people to explore sustainability topics in depth, to discover real-world examples from different regions, and to learn directly from practitioners, policymakers, and academics working on the SDGs. It also supports continuous self-direct learning and helps bridge the gap between academic knowledge and practical implementation. So, in a nutshell, the SDG Academy helps young people gain the skills they need for STEM transition by making high quality, action oriented sustainability education accessible at scale. I'm going to drop some links that are in this presentation on the chat so you can also have a look yourselves.
Thank you very much, Isabella. Moving on, we will look into research, and I would like to pass the word to Professor Manuel and ask what research trends and technological applications are emerging in green transition initiatives.
Please, could you show us the following
Yep.
following slide? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Well, I will mention especially the the trends and technological application I imagine in agriculture because it's one of the areas that I think are more important and unknown until now, perhaps, because there are so many trends in other fields of technology, especially, for example, in artificial intelligence, where new kinds of neural networks have been developed in order to make them more efficient. But in agriculture is a critical sector for climate, as it is responsible for 1/3 of human-caused greenhouse emissions. And it is highly related, highly vulnerable to its impacts, and plays a role, a dual role as a significant source of emissions, but now also is as a carbon sink with the potential to become carbon negative by 2050. So the ultimate goal of green transition is simultaneously achieve increased productivity, enhance climate resilience, and reduce emission. Um, Emerging trends, research trends and technology application for these green transition initiatives include the adoption of precision farming through AI and EOT, that is the Internet of Things sensors, for optimizing resource use. Also, the development of climate resilience and bioengineering crops, the integration of new renewable energy systems like, for example, solar power, power irrigation, and agrivoltaics, implementation of circular economy models, such as nutrient recycling and bioproducts from waste, the advances of carbon sequestration techniques in soils and agroforestry, and for example, recently the use of blockchain for sustainable supply chain transparency and eco-labeling. So, in fact, what I mean is agriculture is a very important field in this moment in this area for developing these new trends in order to facilitate or reduce the ecological problems related to this field.
Thank you very much, Professor Manuel. This was really interesting, and seeing like this is one of the key sectors to focus on in terms of the green transition, because our life essentially depends on it. So now in terms of the discussion, I will pass to the angle of education, skills, and workforce preparation. And I have a question for Dr. Osaid. Speaking from the academic point of view, how can universities better align their programs with the needs for green and renewable energy initiatives or industries?
Thank you, Susanna. So, the University of Jordan has many initiatives aimed at bridging the gap between the academia and the industry. I will highlight some of them during this webinar. So, regarding alignment our programs with the needs of green and renewable energy industries. First of all, in the University of Jordan, we are now reconstructing academic training models into 4+1 and 3+1 structures to integrate extended industry exposure. So, for example, in the 4+1 program, the students in the first 4 years will take theoretical courses, and then +1 means that the students will go to one of the companies, institutions, to the industry to gain the industrial experience, to get their training. Okay, so this is the first, let's say, a procedure or initiative. We have also another one. Now, also, we are working on establishing a technical college within the University of Jordan to respond to applied market needs. And this technical college is going to offer number of programs, like, let's say, technical bachelors in number of specialties based on Pearson BTech. So we have, for example, it's going to be like, it's going to include 132 credit hours. It's going to be like the duration of the studying will be like 4 years. Within these like 4 years, the students will take some courses based on a BTech Pearson, and BTech Pearson is a UK-based qualification, and it's recognized internationally. So after finishing these core courses, then the students will take some top-up courses and training as well. So now I'm working on establishing a technical bachelor program in renewable energy technology, engineering, and the green technologies. In this program is gonna take the students is gonna take the some courses at the beginning. It's related to math, science, programming, and after that they will move forward to more specialized courses such as thermodynamics, heat transfer, fluid mechanics, and then with some like specific courses in renewable energy, like solar energy, wind energy, energy management, HVAC systems, net zero building, green hydrogen, and so on. And in this technical bachelor program, so when the students finish the first 2 years and one semester, they have the option to exit with HND BTech. HND, it's Higher National Diploma from BTech in General Engineering. And also he can continue to finish this program until he get the technical bachelor in renewable energy. In this program, we have 3 semesters, training semesters. The first one after the second year, and we have the last year, we have 1 year intensive training in one of the institutions, companies, or sectors that are working in a renewable energy field. And this kind of programs that has these courses, BTech courses. So in these courses, the students will take theoretical. We will cover the theoretical part, and also is going to be based on projects. These projects, the students can solve like real problems, okay, and relate these problems and the techniques into the theoretical, let's say, background, using some softwares or like using some labs, like by doing some experimental work. So now, like, we are showing a system, let's say, level shift. So we are talking about structures, credentials, pathways, not only isolated theoretical courses.
Yes, I think that's very important because ultimately students will need to apply the skills that are learned at the theoretical level and, to make a change and adjust in this fast-pacing, I would say, world and changing landscape. Thank you very much, Dr. Osaid. Speaking about skills, I would like to ask now again, Jakub, what skills are most in demand for graduates entering sustainability advisory roles? Like, what are you looking at specifically?
Mm-hmm. Well, as it was already briefly mentioned, we talked about some trends, and now it's time to dig deeper into skills. So sector is now currently rapidly growing. So it's kind of hard to highlight just one or two skills separately. So everything has to be combined. And according to my experience, graduates who are entering the sustainability roles in various companies are they need various type of skills, such as analytical mindset, regulatory fluency, and also really important is to have strong communication capabilities. It's really related to the first sentence I mentioned already, because now the trend goes from highlights and nice words to reality. So it's really important to have some evidence based approach. So all in all, it's always combination of hard skills such as calculation of GHG footprint on a corporate level, or life cycle assessment of products or building whatsoever, plus those soft skills which are also typical, such as stakeholder engagement or some system thinking, and ability to translate complex tasks into actionable strategies. And last but not least, from my perspective, the most important is to have a passion into the topic, and also constant eager to learn constantly new things, because really this industry is changing rapidly. I'm into it for a couple of years, and everything was changed 10 times. So this eager for learning new things, it's really important. I think today you have a great opportunity to have insight from various perspectives, and I would like to encourage you to, after this webinar, to dig deeper into the topics which are presented here, and find the right skill set which fit you the most.
Thank you, Jakub. And definitely innovative mindset and eager mindset are key, because once you have the motivation, you can definitely go far. Thank you. As the next question, I would like to pass the word to Isabella and ask about the Build Skills Academy, which mentioned that modernizes vocational programs with green skills. So what lessons can others learn from this model?
Thank you, Susanna.
I am bringing
okay.
Just a second. Yeah. Yeah. Go.
Great, thank you. So before drawing on the lessons that we can take from the Build Skills Academy, I'll give you a brief introduction for those that are not very familiar with this initiative. So the Build Skills Academy is a EU co-funded initiative that aims to modernize vocational education and training, so VET, in the construction sector by integrating green and digital skills. It does this by building strong and enduring relationships between the VET community and businesses. So both at local and transnational level. So creating mutual benefits for education providers, companies, and workers. So the project directly responds to the challenge posed by the twin transition, which is the green and digital transformation of the construction sector in Europe. As you might know, construction is one critical sector for Europe's sustainability goals, but it's also one that faces significant skills shortage as it transitions toward more sustainable and circular practice. So the Build Skills Academy works to identify missing green and digital skills and integrate them into vocational training programs. So at the moment, the VET providers in the Build Skills Academy are receiving support to update some of their courses and to integrate the missing skill through the what we call the Build Enriched Skills methodology, which is a platform that not only identifies the missing skills, but also suggests how VET partners can enrich their courses so that sustainability becomes a core component of their training. And one of the key outcomes of the project is to develop a certification framework to represent an umbrella certification for recognizing and validating course content on transition skills and competence provided by vet centers on EU level. So this framework focuses on the twin transition and helps create a shared standard for sustainability-related skills across countries, supporting workforce mobility and recognition of skills at the European level. And now, going more directly to your questions, what are the key lessons? I can speak about three main key lessons that others can learn from the Build Skills Academy model. First, is that aligning skills development with real market needs is mandatory. So the Build Skills Academy shows that vocational education is most effective when curricula are co-designed with industry. So by working directly with business, the project ensures that training responds to real skills gaps rather than assumed needs. So the practical tools such as the Build Rich Skills methodology that I was speaking about help keep training demand-driven and immediately relevant for employers and learners alike. The second lesson is that addressing the green and digital transitions needs to come together. So the project demonstrates that the value of integrating green and digital skills rather than treating them as separate agendas. So in sectors like construction, sustainability increasingly depends on digital solutions. So from energy efficiency to resource management. So tackling the twin transition together better prepare workers for the realities of the evolving labor market. And third, and finally, building strong partnerships to enable scale and replication. So the Build Skills Academy is a multi-stakeholder and cross-border collaboration with a consortium of 17 partners that brings together vet providers, business, and policymakers across multiple countries. So we have a diverse reach, and for that, the project gains credibility, diversity of expertise, and the ability to test solutions in different contexts. So this makes the model more robust, more credible, and easier to adapt beyond its original setting. So those are the main key lessons that I wanted to share with you. I will also drop some more links here for you to follow our work and have a look at what the Build Skills has coming in the next months. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabella, and we will definitely open the floor to questions in case our participants would like to know more about the Build Skills Academy. So now moving on with our session, I would like to pass the word back to Dr. Osaid and talk about the university-industry collaboration. More specifically, how can universities strengthen collaboration with industry to provide more hands-on STEM experience?
Thank you, Susanna. These days, it's very important for the universities to strengthen the collaboration with the industry. And this is to equip the students with the required and essential hands-on skills and practical experience. So in the University of Jordan, we have a very important initiative, which is launching a Bachelor of Aeronautical Engineering as a joint program with Joramco Academy. Joramco stands for Jordan Aircraft Maintenance Company. And this company is working on maintaining and repairing the aircraft such as Airbus and Boeing, and they're working with many airlines internationally. So they have big hangars, labs that are provided with advanced facilities. So in this program, which is a joint program, the students spend like 50% of their time in the University of Jordan taking the theoretical courses, and the other 50% of their time they spent in Joramco, working experimentally in their hangars, their labs, and so on. So this is very important. It's like a nice and unique model. Okay, how to integrate the theory, how to integrate the academia with the industry. And also we have another collaboration with Hamburg University of Technology, which is a joint PhD program in mechanical engineering. So it is a joint program. So both universities, the University of Jordan and Hamburg University of Technology, they are working together. They offer, let's say, joint courses and joint research. And as you know, the research is gonna be based on the collaboration with the industries. Okay, so in this research, the students will be able to solve a real problem in the industry, or like improving a design, or come up with a new product. So like these are strong, credible examples like of university industry international, let's say, collaboration.
And you've been talking about merging the technical and practical hands-on education. And now I would like to ask how universities and companies work to bridge the soft skills plus the hard, let's say the technical skills in the renewable energy sector.
Yes. So in the university, we should look at three main things. The first of all, the theoretical, let's say, background, the theoretical knowledge, then the skills, and also the experience, the practical experience or the technical experience. So, like to come up with the competency, okay, because the competency is like a concept that has the skills, the attitude, the experience, the knowledge. So we have to work and to bridge them all together. So in the University of Jordan, we are embedding the employability readiness program. We launched this program like last year, and this is an intensive program that is being offered for the students to equip them with very important skills such as the effective communication skills, teamwork, ethics, and leadership skills. And on top of that, and now we are talking about the hands-on, let's say, experience, or let's say the practical experience. So what we are doing now, we are allowing a local and international industry experts to deliver up to 25% of the course content. So now I can invite experts from the industry to come to our university to bring the experience, their experience from the industry into the classroom. This is very important. I'm talking about like different, let's say, specialties, including the renewable energy. If we have like solar energy course, I can invite one of the experts in the energy sector. They can come and just deliver the required information, the practical information that is needed in the industry. And to support both the employability readiness courses program and the like having these experts from the industry, we also are offering in the University of Jordan micro credentials, workshops, webinars that are focused on leadership skills, renewable energy applications, green technologies, and sustainability practices. So first of all, we have to know what are the gaps that we have in the skills that are required for the students to help them in their employments. And then we have to find mechanisms, we have to find procedures, we have to come up with initiatives such as the ones I just mentioned, and then to get a flexible learning models. And this is which is like exactly what industry audience look for.
Mm-hmm. And maybe this is a bit of off script, but I just would like to ask a follow-up question. What outcomes have you seen so far having implemented this framework?
To be honest, like after like having this program, employability program, what we did, I met with the students like before having this program and after having that program. Okay, so it's the students like were very happy. Okay, from the experience that they got, from the skills. Okay, we can't teach the skills, but we can direct the students, okay, how to improve their skills. Okay, for example, like at the end, we have some evaluation criteria, okay, like presenting something, doing some presentation, or come up with a poster and to present their poster. And they applied all the things that we offered them, okay, and they know a lot about the market environment, for example, and the steps how to write a report and how to communicate effectively with later on with the customers, with the managers, with the colleagues. Okay, and we, for example, we had mock interviews. Okay, we invited experts from the in HR from the industry, okay, and they came to our university and they just conduct mock interviews, okay, with the students, just for the students to have the sense of the interview, okay, how to like market themselves, how to talk about themselves, how to talk about the information that is already included in their CVs.
Thank you very much, Dr. Osaid. It was really impressive. Happy to deep dive into it more during the Q&A. So now I see we have a lot of students in the audience, and we are now going to talk about student mobility and especially access to global opportunities. And I'm very happy to pass the word to Shanwei and ask, how do students, just like our audience, usually learn about overseas STEM study opportunities?
Thank you for the question, Susanna. So from what we see, students usually discover STEM study abroad opportunity through a mix of channels. First, online platforms and study guides. Many students start their search online. Portal platforms such as educations.com. So educations.com is a global study abroad platform that helps students explore international education opportunities. We offer free resources such as scholarships, study guides, and expert-led webinars to support students at every stage of their study abroad journey. Founded in 2001, educations.com connects over 40 million students each year with universities and programs across 250 countries, making it easier to find the right programs, universities, and a destination at one-way stop. So to make studying abroad more accessible, we also support students financially. Each year, educations.com award over $46,000 in scholarships across 8 programs, helping students turn their study abroad goals into reality. So except for these online study portal sites, second, I would recommend school counselors or university advisor and study abroad fairs, both in person and virtual, are also very important. They help students understand the application processes, entry requirements, and funding opportunities. Third, and probably the most important for young students, is social media and webinars. So today, students spend a lot of time on social media, so it's a key source of information. What works especially well is real and relatable content. For example, student takeovers showing daily life abroad, announcements of new scholarships, or free webinar where students can hear directly from alumni and study abroad experts. So we believe this kind of information should be accessible, fast, and fun, which is why we really value social media and student storytelling. Fourth, I would say alumni and peer networks. Alumni and past scholarship recipients play a big role, according to our experience. They share this real experience, word of mouth, practical tips, and honest advice about STEM program and life abroad. These voices are often become trusted resources within their own communities. And finally, I would say scholarship directory and the external programs. Many students also use abroad scholarship database and the government or exchange programs that focus on STEM and international education. These are often starting points for students looking specifically for fund opportunities. So on our education.com, scholarship directory is one of our most popular resources, featuring over 550 scholarships worldwide for international students to download by students globally. Yeah, this is my advice.
And that's very impressive. So definitely a lot of opportunities also for our audience who is here today. But on the other side, I just would like to ask you, what are some barriers, can be financial, language, academic, or informational, that could possibly prevent students from applying, and how to overcome these barriers, if you could elaborate on that?
Yeah, totally understand. From what we also see, the big or major barrier is financial. For many international students, the cost of tuition, living expenses, and the visa can be overwhelming. Without financial support, studying abroad often feels out of reach, which is why scholarship plays such an important role for many students. Another challenge is academic requirements. STEM programs often have a very strict entry criteria, such as specific grades, subject prerequisite, or standardized tests. These requirements can feel intimidating and sometimes discourage students from applying. Also, we see access to clear and reliable information is also an issue. Many students struggling to find trustworthy resources or to compare programs effectively. Without proper guidance, the application process can quickly feel overwhelming, especially when information online is outdated or inconsistent. Some students also turn to local agencies, but these often charge fees to access resources and may not always be fully transparent, as they can be quite commercial driven. Also, I feel that language barriers are very real concern as well. For students from non-native English-speaking country, language requirements such as English proficiency tests or studying another language can be stressful. Even when programs are taught in English, test preparation and confidence remain challenges. Beyond that, cultural and practical adjustment matters too. Adapting to a new academic system and living in a different culture can be daunting, particularly in demanding STEM fields. This is where students, communities, and a peer network make a big difference. Organizations like SDSN or Einstein or local meetup can provide support and help students settle in more smoothly. Thank you.
And thinking about a scholarship, how important it is for scholarship programs to support research or careers in sustainability and green technologies?
Yeah, I would say it's extremely important for several reasons. Sustainability and green technology are at the heart of solving global challenges like climate change, renewable energy, and environmental protection. Programs and scholarships that focus on these areas, giving students the skills to tackle these issues directly. On educations.com, we highlight sustainability-focused courses and the programs that equip students with these critical skills. Supporting students in this field also encourage innovation. Scholarship allows students to focus on impactful research and careers that benefit both society and the planet. It prepares future leaders as well. Sustainability is incredibly integrated into university offerings worldwide. And by supporting students in these programs, we help cultivate the next generation of environmental responsible decision makers. And finally, it expands opportunities. students gain hands-on experience and access to networks of peers and professionals, and stronger career prospects in growing green tech sector. If you turn to next slide, I would like to share one of the story of Antonia, our 2025 undergraduate in STEM scholarship winner from Santiago, Chile. Antonia moved to US in 2024 to study forensic and investigative science at West Virginia University. Thanks to the scholarship support, she's been able to fully dedicate herself to her research in investigate genetic genealogy, advancing method that can make a real impact on criminal investigations. Beyond the research, she's also leading as a president of WVU's Latino Students Organization, building community and representation on campus. The scholarship has given her the freedom to pursue her pioneering goals and inspire others. She hoped to take her knowledge back to Latin America and show young women that STEM leadership and the goal impact are within reach. So we are thrilled to announce, if you turn the next slide, please, the launch of an inspiring co-brand scholarship in partnership with Einstein, aiming at empower ambitious international students pursuing like the degree in energy, environment, or STEM fields. This exceptional opportunity offer €3,000 to assist with tuition and academic expenses at university worldwide. We warmly invite students from diversified background and genders to take advantage of this chance, where they can starting their undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate studies in fall 2026. This scholarship not only provides essential financial support, but also open up to avenue for rich and rewarding academic experience. So welcome to share and apply through the 2 QR code. I would say first you can scan the first code and submit inquiry forms to the top 2-3 universities listed in the campaign. And second, you can scan the second QR code to apply for the scholarship based on your own criteria. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Shenwei. So this is really exciting opportunity, definitely a door opener for those who consider studies in the STEM field. So please feel free to learn more about it. And if you feel it's your fit, then go ahead and apply. So now moving on, we are going to pass the word to Professor Manuel and talk about technology innovation and the green transition. There was already a discussion earlier on machine learning and how it solves challenges. So I just would like to ask you, Professor Manuel, if you can share an example how image processing and machine learning solve a real agricultural challenge and support sustainable farming.
Okay, thank you, Susana. A good example, for example, a good example is a robot that is called See and Spray, and this system uses a computer vision and deep learning to tackle the challenge with control sustainability. In fact, the robot is mounted on a tractor and use a camera to to capture real time images on the field. And AI artificial intelligence model analyzes these images to accurately distinguish between crops and weeds. And traditionally, herbicides are sprayed uniformly across entire fields. And this system activates sprayers only when it detects a weed, applying herbicide with precision and localized action. So this precision agriculture approach reduces herbicide use by up to 90%, I think. And this minimizes chemicals runoff into the environment and lowers input costs for farmers and helps combat herbicide-resistant weeds. Um, I think similar examples include using artificial intelligence powered drones, for example, to detect early signs of crop water stress or disease. This by stress, I mean, for example, when there is there is not enough water for the crops, or when when the climate is too dry, so it requires water. So this way is enable precise intervention that save water and prevent losses.
Um, Thank you, Professor Manuel. We've been talking quite a lot about agriculture, but we would be maybe curious to know which other green transition areas can have strong potential for, for machine learning and image processing applications. Where do you see these to be used as well, in addition to agriculture?
Okay. Beyond agriculture, machine learning and image processing are key technologies that in multiple green transition fronts. There is an important study published in scientific reports last year that confirms that while logic-based artificial intelligence has a limited impact, like technologies like computer vision and machine learning significantly boost green productivity in enterprises. For example, here in the slides I show, for example, there is climate action and clean energy, for example, predicting and managing energy demands, optimizing renewable energy grids, predictive maintenance for wind and solar system farms, for example. Also in computer vision, quality control to reduce defect or waste in supply chain and logistic optimization and emissions monitoring, for example. Also to prevent natural disasters, for example, early food warning systems, wildfire detection and monitoring via satellite imagery and sensors. And for example, I can mention that Google has an operational food forecasting systems that they use AI models to generate alerts when several days advance. Also, for pollution ecosystem management, for example, for monitoring air or water quality, deforestation, and biodiversity tracking via satellite imagery. This case is also similar. Google Earth AI include models like Alpha Air Foundations that are basic in this for environmental analysis and ecosystem classification.
Thank you, Dr. Professor Manuel. And we would be also maybe curious to know what types of data and technological infrastructure are essential for implementing those, projects that we mentioned, especially maybe green agriculture projects.
Okay, yes, that's true. It requires a lot of data. These systems, particularly the always based on the learning, requires a lot of data. And these additional data types are, for example, remote sensing data that includes multispectral and hyperspectral imagery from drones and satellites. For example, the one of the most popular, most used are Sentinel-2 or Landsat, that to calculate vegetation indices like NDVI and monitor crop health. There is also real-time sensor data that is related to what is called Internet of Things. And this data come from soil sensors, like for example, for measuring moisture, temperature, pH. And there are local weather stations and machinery sensors that apply for this kind of data. And there is also some other kind of data, for example, agronomic and field data, that is soil maps, planting and harvest stories. In this case, what is collected is not only the data taken from specific equipments, but mainly the history that is known of that specific soil, for example, and also manual scrutiny records. And in this case, also contextual data, for example, weather forecast, market data, and structured scientific knowledge. That means this reports and research that had done at Paris previously. Also, I would like to mention, for example, for in the infrastructure that is required also, so it requires clear mechanism for farmer data privacy, security, and ownership, and also initiatives for sharing data for communal benefit is critical because sometimes these data are not freely available, so it is required for the benefit of the people, or that this data can become available publicly. And if I will last, I mentioned not that is important, but it's very important, the people. And so I want to show you here, for example, our research group that have been I included EIST people. And it's very important because without we have we can have data, but if we don't have the people, we cannot we cannot do as many things that we would like to develop. This is our research group. I would like to invite whoever wants to become a member of our group. I must mention that there is some people that belongs to our group, not here in Colombia, but outside. So it's nice to have them to working with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Manuel, for your insights, and really interesting to see how these technologies are being applied for accelerating the green transition. And now our last question will go to Isabella, and we are talking a lot about taking action. So let's talk about youth leadership. So as participant of the UNESCO Youth Forum, how are young people directly influencing policy and advancing greener education systems?
Thank you, Susanna, for this question. I had the pleasure to be one of the participants of the 14th UNESCO Youth Forum, which was held in October 25. And it was very inspiring to see that this forum brought together young change makers from all regions of the world with one shared goal, which is to advance action for the planet and people. And it was a 2-day event with intensive discussions where youth participants worked collectively to adopt the conclusions that were presented to the 4:30 session of the UNESCO General Conference. To give you a bit of background, the UNESCO General Conference happens every 2 years, and it's a time when the UNESCO member countries come together to decide on the organization's priorities and budget for the next 2-year program. So to have the youth conclusions being presented in different committees like science, education, was a huge win because it showed that youth needs and demands are not only part of UNESCO's but a core. So this is a clear example of how youth engagement is being formally embedded into global policy process. And to speak more about the Youth Forum conclusions, it had 2 parts. The first was the call to action, and the second, the global recommendations. The forum's call to action strongly emphasized placing youth at the center of climate decision making and promoting inclusive, just, and sustainable response to the climate crisis. And rather than being symbolic, this engagement translates in concrete policy language that UNESCO member states, UNESCO partners, and NGOs in official partnership with UNESCO are invited to consider and act. So the global recommendations also included the 6 main areas that are here in this slide, to which young people are not only demanding policy change, but they are also acting on and changing themselves the narrative. And one key aspect is that young people are actively advancing greening education systems. So throughout the forum, participants highlighted the need for education systems that equip learners with sustainability skills across their lifespan. I was particularly pleased to contribute to strengthening the language on youth participation, ensure that NGOs and official partnership with UNESCO are recognized as key actors in the process. So the split inclusion of lifelong learning and vocational education as part of the green transition was another important outcome, reinforcing the idea that sustainability skills must extend beyond formal schooling. So, and innovation also played a central role in the discussion as well. So youth participants showcase how youth-led innovation supported by digital transformation, ethical use of technology can enable a sustainable transition. And importantly, the forum also promotes a holistic understanding of sustainability, and participants emphasize the links between climate action and health, resilience, and community well-being, but as well as the importance of cultural and natural heritage and traditional knowledge in shaping climate responses. On a personal note, it was on one of the greater lessons from the forum was the exchange of ideas and the learning that took place among us. Many participants traveled long distance. It overcame language barriers and represented their communities at a very young age. So, despite this challenge, there was a shared determination to drive meaningful change, which is a powerful reminder of how youth can play a big role when given the space and recognition to contribute. It was a great experience, and thank you.
Thank you, Isabella. And this is very much in line with what we've been presented here in the webinar, with all the opportunities for youth to really step in and be at the center of the global transition or green transition, as you mentioned. So this is really inspiring to see. And with this, I would just now to open the floor to our participants and audience. In case you have any questions about any of these topics mentioned and would like to ask directly to a speaker, you are definitely welcome to do so. You can either unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can place your question in the chat, which I'm just now going to monitor, and then I will ask the question directly. But I have a now raised hand from Jakub, so please, Jakub, go ahead, and then we pass it to our audience.
Thank you, Susanna. I just wanted to have a chance to answer the question, which was related to ESG risks and how companies are assessing ESG risks. So meanwhile, I prepared the answer. Hopefully it will fulfill the author. So basically it's really complicated topic because ESG risk can be almost anything which has impact to companies workflow. So I wanted to highlight just one part of it, and you can, in principle, apply it to any other part of company's operations. So I wanted to highlight just a part of climate risk assessment, which is focused on transition risks. And transition risks are related to potential risks which might appear on the way to fully decarbonized future. So everything which will have impact on the company in this manner should be considered as a transition risk. And for instance, it's a combination of qualitative and quantitative approach. Quantitative, you can imagine that as, for instance, now there is a market with carbon dioxide, and currently the price is around 80 euros per ton, and in 2030, according some models, the price will be 300, which will have significant impact on a company's operations. So this is one example of transition risks. Plus, there is a qualitative part which consists of various, let's say, workshops, and usually the principle is taken from already mentioned Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosure, TCFD, and the risks are divided into 4 categories: policy, market, technology, and reputation. And we usually prepare a long list of potential risks which are related to certain business model of our client, and then we provide them with a workshop, and all participants, according to their expertise, they express their thoughts with regards of likelihood and potential impact of the transition risks, and then we wrap everything up, and the final approach should be that the company will integrate our advisor into current company risks policy. So this was one example which is applicable worldwide, and the big example from practice which we are now dealing with. So hopefully it fulfills your expectations.
Thank you very much, Jakub. I will leave now the floor, like to comment on your answer or just any other questions. Possibly you can also exchange contacts and take this in further detail outside of the webinar if that would be required. So yeah, now, dear audience, is there anyone who would like to unmute yourself and ask a question to any of our participants? I have one raised hand, Leah. I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly, but please go ahead and ask.
Yeah, hi. My name is Leah Sharif, and thank you so much for the session, all the panelists. And my question is actually, I am a student at University of Vienna, and I'm part of BOKU ISTA here at Austria. And I study global change and sustainability masters at University of Vienna. And I'm really beginner in the field of sustainability, and had a word with my professors as well how to go forward in the career and in the studies too. I was looking for the skills to enhance, and also I was looking for internships for the summer, and I'm not sure who really can answer because everyone here seems professional and so much in their field. So my question is, how can we get a good internship, and what are the firms mostly looking for the interns to have? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leah. I'm very happy to answer this question because we have hosted the webinar, but we officially didn't present ourselves. So we are from ISTA, which stands for International. Oh, this is always complex. So let me just pull up the site because I have hard time to remember. But
Association.
Yeah, it's always like I get a little bit confused there. So I will just in case put up a slide. So this is the organization we are representing. International Association for Exchange of Students for Technical Experience. I have to see the name to name it correctly. And we do provide internships. All of the internships are paid. They are in the STEM field, and they are for students at bachelor, master, or PhD level. The internship can have a various duration from...
May I interrupt? Actually, I know about this. I couldn't find, like, I was about to apply for in these application time, and I couldn't find really any sustainability related internships in the portal. And I was looking myself outside. So that's the question.
Okay, so
Yeah,
if there are any sustainability related, so I do think we do have them occasionally, not all the time. But how you would basically search is that you go through the internships and you basically watch what's available on the website, and most importantly, register yourself in the platform. Because what you see on the website is only just a sneak peek of a preview of a couple of internships, but much more of them are inside the exchange platform. So that would be for you the next step to get in and see what is there. And also we are sending a regular newsletter with the latest opportunities. So that's one step to watch what's coming. We are definitely now working on a couple of new internships, and there is going to be also a session in February that will specifically create new internships for students. So definitely this is going to be a good window in spring to start looking for opportunities, and some of them might be in line with what you are looking for. I see Olga has raised hand, so I will just stop sharing here, and Olga, pass it to you.
Thank you, Susanna, but actually you already explained. Thank you, Leah, for raising this. This is actually also one of the reasons why we run this webinar, because definitely we see a need for more internships in this field. So actually also we would like to inspire through the content more participants. And also, as Susanna mentioned, I used to work in a cycle, and the main pool of the biggest pool of internships should be available somehow in February. So definitely stay in touch with your committee, and we really hope that the pool for internships focuses sustainable development, green skills, etc. will grow, because this is also one of the reasons why we we have this webinar, and this is not the only activity we run in this field to increase the pool of this internship. So thank you very much for raising it. This also shows that this is needed. Thank you.
Thank you. So bringing now the mic back to our audience, if we have any more questions, either to our speakers, I think if anything is here, please feel free to unmute yourself or paste it in the chat. I see there was a comment. I am glad that I was part of the 14th Youth Forum, and now I am youth local person for the lead Uganda UNESCO participation programs, especially focusing on digital climate change intervention through research. That's amazing. Just checking if we have more questions here. Yeah, we have quite a lot of discussion and good geographic, representation internationally, which is really nice. So maybe let's give you more minutes, but if that's it, then we just want to inform you what will be the next steps. We will definitely share the recording for the session. We will share also the contacts and details on our speakers. So in case you want to reach out to them separately and discuss a certain question or anything that you heard today. We hope that you take these insights from this webinar. We hope that you explore the opportunities that were discussed here today, be it the SDG Academy, Build Skilled Academy. And now I think we have a raised hand. So Mohammed, please go ahead.
Hello, good evening, guys. Thank you very much for this informative session. I really got a lot of information. And one question that I have, that you have talked about the database for scholarship from different countries, okay? I know one of them is the DAD scholarship, but if you could tell us other scholarship that we could, scholarship databases that we could search in, that would be great. So I can search more and more.
Yeah, so maybe we can bring this to Shanwei to elaborate on the scholarship topic.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mohammed. Yeah, this is a very common question from students. I would say you can start from the co-brand scholarship I have wrote in the chat. That's the collaboration scholarship with Einstein, specifically for the STEM program. And then with this €3,000, it can support you study abroad. Otherwise, you can also have a look at our scholarship directory on educations.com. I also typed that in the chat. There is a even broader way in different destination, different subjects, and then you can search more accurately with your own, personal experience and background. Yeah, otherwise I can recommend you just, search like generate on the internet using AI. Maybe it can recommend you bigger database than ours, but these are the 3 methods I recommend you to do.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe that's an internal question, maybe towards EST. Does a university have to be part of the committee for a student to be eligible for the internships? Olga, maybe would you like to elaborate on this one?
Yeah, I already replied in the chat. So it depends really sometimes on the university. So I cannot answer directly on your particular case, but also we have a process for students also from the network outside, like for studying at the universities outside the IST committee network. So simply please send us email to info@ist.org, and then we can check your particular case. Generally, we are really open to everyone. The process might be a bit different, but to answer in detail, I would need more information, and this is handled by our exchange manager. So simply send email to info@ist.org, and we can answer in detail.
I see we have also a couple of inquiries for collaboration, possibly for the Botswana Circular Economy Hotspot in Q3, so we can get in touch with that Lynette separately. And all the resources that have been mentioned in the webinar and shared with the chat will be circulated to you via email, so you can then explore them following this webinar along with the recordings. Yeah, Olga, you have
There was also a question to Isabella. I don't know if you see it, Susanna.
I am just going maybe to add.
It's from Shankar. I can read it. So Isabella, to you. Now most of the education does not match the job profiles and job roles. So there is more people who is looking for jobs, but the jobs are limited. How this problem can be addressed? Is there any solution for this? The solution for unemployment crisis?
Thank you for your question. I believe these questions are complex. I don't think there is one way response to that. I think it's more a systemic approach that we need to take here. So universities do need to work with companies to update their curricula and to make sure that it's aligned with the job market is currently asking for. But it's also students and young people right now, they need to be very active and need to be very open to what the job market is asking of them. It's not more about hard skills. I believe hard skills are taught by university, but it's more about soft skills. We heard a lot about today that we need to be to learn more about communication skills, about building partnerships, and so I believe this is also what on an individual level we can do to ensure that we have the best opportunities at us. But also on the systemic level, universities need to be more connected with the job market through companies and offering internships to make sure that it's aligned with the current job market needs.
Thank you, Isabella. We have a couple of requests to share the contacts on the speaker so we can share the details and also the resources so you can, follow up directly with them. Yeah, maybe we have like last minute for any last question, but essentially the point of this webinar was not only to share the opportunities that are currently available for learning, education, and applying skills, but also to create collaborations in our network and connect people who have the same drive, same initiatives, and are eager to develop either new internship programs or new events or kind of connect people to study. So that's why we've been here today. We hope that you enjoyed the session. We really had a great pleasure to watch, what's in the chat, also listen to our speakers, and we will be in touch with you following the webinar. We will send you all the recordings, the details, the links, the materials, and the contacts, and we hope that this will inspire further action, especially among you, because the youth is at the position of leading the global transition, and the green transition is the next gen STEM is the topic. So let's be the drivers of the change. And thank you so much. Thank you to our panelists for your valuable insights. Thank you to our audience for your questions and attendance and participation. And I hope to see you at another initiative another time. Thank you for today and goodbye, everyone.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a
Have a
great
good
day.
day.
Bye.
See you. Bye.